Tonight, this is Rattling Texas Rattler. We're going to have a little seminar on the Texas Rattler products. And I am the inventor and the pioneer of Rattling Jigheads. I invented the first Rattling Jigheads back in 2003. And a lot of people don't realize that trout have ears, just like you and I. They have a lateral line to feel vibrations. But it's pretty dark down there. And they rely on all their senses to be able to feed and survive. And so they have ears just like you and I. They're called otoliths, and they're behind their eyes. And they're like two little pecan shells, and inside that pecan shell is a gel, and inside that gel are ivory-shaped discs. And for every year of a trout's life, it gets a ring. So if you catch a trout and open it up and it has 7 rings, it's a 7-year-old trout. And my experience over the years is a 27-inch trout usually has 6 or 7 rings. So a 6 or 7-year-old trout's usually about 27 inches. But they can hear. And let me ask you something now. When you hear this noise, what do?
Answer the door.
You answer the door. Okay? And if you don't want anybody to know you're there, you be real quiet. But the point is, when you hear a familiar sound like that, you have a reaction. So when a trout, or a red, or a flounder, when they hear something, they're going to come check it out. Okay? It's part of the way they survive. And what I do with my jig heads is the rattle definitely attracts the fish. But what I do with my jig heads is I have diamond cut light reflecting eyes. So they reflect light. And you can put a plastic on a Texas Rattler and just stand there and put it down in the water until you can't see your soft plastic anymore. But one thing you will be able to see is the sunlight being shined, and it'll create a beam of light outwards. And the result of that is the rattle attracts them, but the eye gives them a bullseye. So instead of getting tail bites and going through 3 bags of soft plastics to catch 5 fish, they go for the head. So they go for the bullseye. So you're going to get more hook sets per strike, and you're not going to go through as many soft plastics because they bit the tail off. Okay? So when I first started this, it's like I was a guide, and the toughest thing about being a guide is you got to get up at 4:30 in the morning. You got to fight every other guide in town for croaker or shrimp. Okay? And that's not the most pleasant way to start your day. Getting in there, rubbing elbows, and trying to get your bait for your customers. That got all real quick. So I wanted to develop a lure that would actually compete with live bait. And I did that. Okay? But what else I wanted to do is, my kids were young back then, and live shrimp was costing me a lot because we used to fish a lot on the piers. And I also wanted to invent a lure that would help kids catch fish. And to bridge the gap between a guy who's using artificial and is real experienced, or a guy like Jay Watkins that can throw out and make a little mud puff, and which is what fish do. Well, the kid can throw it out, and that rattle's going to attract them. That eye, they can see the eye. Bridges the gap between a pro angler and a kid. The kid started catching more fish. So I started using them on my charters. And I'll tell you a couple of stories here that led me to put it on the market. And I was drifting Dunham Bay, about 2.5 feet of water. And I had an 8-year-old on one side and a 10-year-old on the other. And the dad was up on the bow of the boat. And I was throwing the popping cork and live shrimp. My tip depended on him being able to catch some fish. I fished with an 8.5-foot Loomis, $375 rod, and $100 reel, so nobody really touches my rod and reel, okay? Because I don't expect it, if it breaks, I charge my clients for it. It's just a broken rod. But that day I decided I had that old Rattling Jighead on it, and I call it the Rockport Rattler, which is my first invention. And asked the gentleman to throw it out because I knew 2 things would happen. He wouldn't have to sit, he'd have to work it. He wasn't popping his cork. He wasn't keeping his slack out of his line. He was missing fish. And he threw out that Rattling Jighead I invented back in 2003. second cast, he catches a 26-inch redfish. Okay, we run around the boat a couple of times, box it, and now he jumps up on the bow of that boat with a little bit more enthusiasm. He's ready to get back after it. And literally 4 or 5 casts later, he catches a 27-inch drum. Now, drums don't really hit lures, but this one did. Bigger fish, wider girth. We chased it around the boat for a little longer, and let me tell you, this is exactly what happened. I put it in the boat, put it in the box, and when I went to look up at him, he was standing right beside me, and he takes my pole, and he pounds it on the deck of my boat, and he goes, "I ain't ever fishing with live bait again." He was hooked. I got home that night, and I had dinner with my family. The kids come home from school and stuff, and I said, I told John, I said, God, here's a guy who couldn't fish. His kids were out fishing him. They were catching 16 to 17-inch trout. And on a lure, he caught those 2 big, he picked the biggest fish out of it. The guy couldn't fish, and he picked the 2 biggest fish out of it, all those scooty trout. So, a couple weeks later, I'm in Estes Flats, and I'm drift fishing, and I had 2 guys on there, the Carolina skiff tacks to the right, and we had 18 trout. We're going to make our final drift. And I don't fish with my clients because I'd be catching their fish. So, we had 18 trout that day, and I still wanted to play with that rattling jighead I invented. So I said, y'all mind if I throw out the back of the boat back here, and y'all cast that way, and I won't disturb you. And, no, Cameron, go ahead. And after some casts and stuff, I hear this the sound that everybody recognizes as a big trout. And we're all rubbernecking now. And this big trout goes, it's an Estes, it's shallow, it's clear, it's March. And this trout goes in between those 2 popping cords. It starts coming parallel to the boat, and we're all just like, wow, look at that trout. And I'm going, I think I even slowed down my retrieve. It was like, wow, would y'all look at this trout? And it made a quick burst and went straight for my rattling jighead. And it turned out to be 27.5-inch trout. Well, I coached Little League back then, and I coached Jay Watkins' kids in Little League. So Jay and I were on real good terms, and so I called Jay Watkins that night and said, Jay, man, we had our drift through there, and I told him just what I told you guys. And I said, Jay, my question to you is this. Jay's a trophy trout guru. I said, Jay, man, we had 18 trout. I told him this story. I said, okay, here's my question to you. Was that trout there the whole time, or did it just move in during our last drift? He goes, no, Rex. That trout was there the whole time. It was just looking for a better bait. And so that's the day I went back to the table and I said, you know what, there's something to this. And I put it on the market. I called it the Rockport Rattler. Can you turn those lights back on, others, please? And so I invented the Rockport Rattler, and I got a patent, the only guy with the patent on a rattling jighead. And the Rockport Rattler has a stainless steel barb in it, and it's adjustable. It's what got me the patent. But when I sold that company in 2013 to put my kids to college, I sold it to a guy, and his thank you to me was he broke the contract, still owes me $26,140, and he moved all the jobs out of Rockport overseas. And after the hurricane hit, Rockport needed those jobs, especially our youth between 25 and 30. And I watched my sons take a chainsaw and go house to house after the hurricane and help people clean their debris up so they could get in their driveway. And other people would drive, we did it for free, did it for 2 or 3 weeks. And other people were driving around saying, we'll clear your debris for $1,000. So I know my son loved this community. He comes to me, he says, Dad, some of my friends don't have jobs. You need to create another fishing lure. I said, son, you just don't do that. He goes, well, you're going to have to think of something because we need to create some jobs. So I did. I went back to the drawing board and I created a better locking device. When I sold the Rockport Rattler, the guy does not make it like the patent. The steel barb is supposed to be adjustable, and it's not anymore. And so it slices your lure just instantly. So I created a rubber housing, which the rubber housing creates friction. This is 2019, and 100 years ago we put rubber tires on Model A Fords to slow them down. Rubber's a great creator of friction. This is 2019. A Lexus costs $65,000. They're still putting rubber tires on because it's the greatest known creator of friction known to man. So there is a friction when rubber against rubber. It really creates, it doubles the friction. So I had that friction working for me. But the real secret behind the U-lock that I've invented is the fact that, and you got to be a fisherman to know this. If you leave two different soft plastics in the same bag, they're going to exchange colors. If you leave it on the console of your boat, they're going to melt together. You got a mess. It's because when polymer touches up against the polymer, it's just basic laws of chemistry. They're going to try and exchange chemicals. So when you put a polymer plastic over that polymer rubber housing, they're trying to, it creates a tackiness and it creates a bonding. So we have the friction working for us and the bonding working for us. And no matter the smallest of your bait, and sir, would you get this right here? Would you pull on this right here? Now the only thing holding that thing is the rubber housing, and you can see, you can let go now, and you can see that when a fish bites it, it doesn't tear up the plastic. You just push it right back up and toss it right back out. And fish don't stay in one spot. Okay, if you're drifting, you're moving through them. If you're anchored up, they're moving through you. So when you're on the fish, a fish is there, you got to keep your hook in the water. So if you're using an old Rockport Rattler, which is splitting your lures like crazy because that bar's not adjustable, you're going through a lot of plastics. So the way I look at it is, to put it in a baseball analogy, if you're using a jig head with a stainless steel or a lead prong, you're going to be having your plastics torn up when the fish are biting. And you're going to be digging in your tackle box. Me, with the Texas Rattler, I'm still going to be in the batter's box hitting home runs while you're going to the dugout to get another bat. Okay? You're going to catch more fish. And the result, so your plastics are going to last longer, your hook's going to stay in the water when the fish are actually there, and with the result of the eye acting as a bullseye, you're going to get less tail bites. You're going to get more hook sets. You're going to have a greater strike, a hook up to strike ratio, because you're not going to have a lot of tail bites. So you're going to save money on your plastics. You're not going to go through 3 bags of plastics, catching 5 trout while you cut out 10 other small ones and tearing up all your plastics. Your tails aren't going to get bitten off. You're going to catch more fish and save money doing it. And when I showed this new locking device to Tackletown, Alton told me, he goes, well, when the splitting of the Rockport Rattler, he said, that's good for us because we get to sell more soft plastics. And when I showed it to Rocky over at Roy's, he goes, that's not good for my customers. And he goes, and the Rockport Rattler has the original without a barb and the quick lock with the barb. So that's 30 SKUs, 30 pegs. The Texas Rattler will do what both of those will do. So he realized that he could do the same thing with one jig and have 15 extra pegs on here to put something else, and the man doubled his income. It took him 30 seconds to make that decision. He punched the button, called Nick in his office, says, Nick, take all the Rockport Rattlers out, put the Texas Rattlers in. Because he knew he could double his income, and he cared about his customers. So we've pretty much revolutionized even the Rattling Jighead I invented. It was so popular for the last 15 years. This is the 17th year the Rattling Jigheads have been on the market. So what I've been able to do with the Texas Rattler is create a better jig head. It's going to catch more fish per plastic. You're going to actually save some money on your soft plastic game. I've created 4 full-time jobs for the youth in this town between 25 and 30. And I'm going after every account that Rockport Rattler has, and I'm bringing those jobs back to Texas. I'm bringing those jobs back to Rockport. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna do this. When I get I'm applying for my new patent. And I'll get another patent on this. And when I do that, the investment capital will come, and we're going to build a plant here, and I hope to have 10 to 20 people employed sometime over the next 2 years. I'm going after every one of those accounts nationwide. So that's a little history of the jig head, and that's the reason it works so effectively. It's not just the sound. It's those eyes that gives them a bullseye. The sound's going to attract the fish. The eyes give them a real good target. So does anybody have any questions or anything? Did I do a pretty good job of explaining it? It's really common sense. When you add all this up, it's common sense. Okay? So I want to thank y'all for the seminar. Now we're going to have some drawings. And the first drawing is going to be for a student athlete. I really believe in student athletes. Most people don't realize that in this age of video games and cell phones where you can get out and just do anything you want, it gives kids something to do, but your student athletes, they're having to go to practice, then they come home, they eat, and then they got to study. So I think that some of these guys have become pretty good citizens when they get out, they're leaders in their community because they realize that it takes more than just a little bit of work. They know what it takes to be a dedicated athlete. So this is a tribute to the student athletes. I'm going to give away a Texas Rattler cap and some fishing tackle to the winner of this thing. So you pull for me here. And so here's the student athlete.
All right, folks. Here, let me mix these up here. All right. Winning ticket number is?
Well, I'll tell them the name.
Oh, okay. The name's on the back. David Hoyt.
David Hoyt. I ain't believing it.
No way.
Yeah, well, he's a student athlete. Okay,
there we
David
go.
Hoyt, you're the winner.
Wow.
Okay.
What are the odds?
That's the winner of that.
All right. And we got the vet raffle, right?
Okay, this is a vet raffle, and this is for people that are serving our country, whether they're serving now or whether they have served. And we'll take this out. And the first winner is going to be the winner of the $200 rod that Fabian over at Living Rail is making, and it is red, white, and blue thread. He's going to do something special for that vet. So this is for the free fishing pole.
All right. All right. Lucky winner is Donna Gregory, Rockport, Texas.
Donna Gregory, if you're in the house, you won. If not, I'll be giving you a call.
All right, Donna. Okay. We got the second one.
And this is for a guided fishing charter with Captain Gunnar Hernandez. You can follow him on Facebook and YouTube. He's a heck of a good fisherman. He's a good guy, and he's a vet. So he's a good guy.
All right. So, looks like we have Nick Ligon, Ligon. Ligon? Yes. Can't really see where that is.
Well, I got
It's awfully small. Can you read that with your magnifying glasses? It's awfully small.
Liz and gone. Okay. Liz in Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi.
Let me see your pen so
I got to get you a better pen.
Yeah, just right on your charter. Okay, guys, that's it. So we thank you for coming. We're going to have another expo next year. This is just the first one. And I hope you've enjoyed it and what we're trying to do for the community. And we want to continue to do this and support our local communities. Thank you very much for coming.